Hi guys, welcome. I got a huge seed order that came in last week, so we are going to go through all of my seeds from the previous years and this year that are new, and I'm just going to kind of explain and talk about them. Oh, hello. I have this clear container that I'm putting all my seeds in this year. I used to do it in this pink container, but I am doing it in this one this year because it holds them better. We're gonna start with the new seeds that we got from Johnny's Seeds. I'm so excited. A lot of these are flowers, some of them are vegetables, and some of them aren't even for me. We'll start off with the new snapdragons that I have for this year. I got the Chantilly Light Salmon Snapdragon, and it's more of like I think it's a snapdragon that has more open petals. I got this specifically for a bridal shower that I'm doing, but I'm also going to put it in all my other bouquets. And then we got Early Sunrise Mix. This one I had last year, and I loved it. So I got another pack this year because I was almost out of those seeds. And then lastly, we got Potomac Plum Blossom Snapdragons. I'm really excited for these. It's like a white snapdragon that has like some purples in it, and it's really cool. I'm going to go ahead and find the old snapdragons in my container and then share what I had last year. Okay. So to start from last year, obviously the Early Sunrise Mix I loved. They had beautiful pastel colors. Gonna plant that one again this year. And then we got the Johnny's Potomac Custom Mix. This was like a bunch of different colors, like yellows, oranges, pinks, purples, things like that. And then we got Costa Mildly White and Costa Velvet. This was a burgundy color and this was a white color. I was wanting to do red, white, and blue flowers because I love 4th of July. But that did not really work out the way I thought it was going to because of just our spring and everything. Maybe I'll do that this year. I don't know. But I'm definitely going to replant all of these this year. Next, we got some straw flowers. I love straw flowers. These are really good for drying. I got King Size Orange, new this year, and Vintage White. This is an orange. This is a white, obviously. I've never really had problems with straw flowers last year. They were a very easy flower, beautiful flower, and I loved all the colors that I had. Last year I planted Choice Mix and Monstrum Tall, which actually these are really old from like 2022, and I was honestly surprised that these germinated. All of these varieties are really good straw flowers to grow. So we're going to do some sunflowers. This year I got a bunch of branching sunflowers because I feel like I get my money's worth of those, because a lot of the sunflowers that are like 2 feet tall that have just one bloom on it, I feel like it's not quite worth the money. But this year I got Gold Rush. It's a branching sunflower. They're just a yellow colored flower. And then I'm really excited for this. I got Gummy Bear. It's supposed to be like a flower that is like very soft and just kind of look like a little teddy bear. I don't quite know. I'm really excited for that though. It has a lot of different texture on it. And then we have Autumn Beauty Sunflower. These are more reds and burgundy colors for like fall time. I only had one packet of sunflowers left from last year because I literally used up all the other packets I had. The only one left I have is Big Smile Dwarf Sunflowers. So these are only like the sunflowers that have one bloom on them, which is going to be just fine because it's good to have those too, because those are a lot bigger than the branching sunflowers are. Next, we got zinnias. I love zinnias. These are literally the easiest flowers to grow. If you're starting out first year, grow zinnias. If you're gonna grow anything, grow zinnias because they're so easy. This year I got Queenie Formula Mix, that's new, and I got another pack of Venery's Giant Mix. This has never failed me once. These are huge, beautiful zinnia blooms, very tall, very good for cut flowers. And then I got Ballerina Zinnia Mix. Ballerina zinnia mix. Nope. No, they're not a mix. Oh my gosh. Ballerina zinnia seeds. This is not a mix. When you have a mix, it's just a mix of colors and things like that. This is only one color. It's a peachy whitey color. Peachy white? White peachy? White peachy color. I got this specifically for a bridal shower that I'm doing in July. And then I also got a Jave, I think that's how you say it, a Jave zinnia. These are actually really cool. It's a more of a textured, different type of petal zinnia. So I'm excited to see the difference in those. And then last year, what I planted and what I still have is Oklahoma White, which is going to be great for that bridal shower. And then I have a little bit of Venery's Giant Mix left. Actually, I think a little more than just a little. And I have Jazzy Mix. I love this mix because it's a bunch of oranges, rusty colors, things like that. And they're very small, tiny flowers. And then we got some new Status. I got the formula mix for Status. I've actually never grown Status, but I'm going to make sure I get it grown this year. I bought seeds last year for growing it, but I never got around to actually growing it. So I have this one new this year. From last year, I have Seeker White, 2 packs of that actually. It's just a white variety. And then we got Forever Happy Status, which is has pastel colors mixed in it basically. This is just a bunch of random stuff I think that I got. Marigold, the Cocoa Deep Orange Cut Flower Marigold. It's a certain variety. You gotta watch out for marigolds because they can be pretty small. Firmament Forget-Me-Nots. These are blue. And my boyfriend last year told me, he was like, Emma, why aren't there a lot of blues out here in my flower garden? And I was like, well, Tyler, there's not really a lot of blue flowers in the flower world. They call purple blue. Like a lot of purple flowers are called blue. And so he was like, you know, you should really try to find some blue flowers for me because that would be pretty cool. And I was like, okay, that's why I got this, because he wanted some blue flowers. So I was like, you know what? I got you, babe. Other different filler flowers that I had from last year that are pretty good are Amaranth. I love this. It is very pretty. This is Baby's Breath. I grew that last year, and let's just say it did not go as planned, but it's alright, because we're going to try again this year. I have two new celosia seeds, and they are Flamingo Feather. These are just white little dainty feather looking flowers, and then we got Pampas Plume. These are purples and yellows. And last year I had Chief Mix, Shimmer Mix, and 2 packets of Sunday Mix still. So we have a lot of celosia that we can grow this year. And then onto the Amaranth, I need to get a bag for this. But last year I got the Hot Biscuits Amaranth. It was a tan, rusty color, I would say. Not necessarily rust, but it was like more of like a brown color. It was kind of weird, but it was really pretty. And then this year I got Coral Fountain, which is a green color, and oh wait, no. This one is a pink color. Coral Fountain is a pink color, and this is a green. This is Emerald Tassels from Johnny's Seeds. And then I got some sweet peas, oh my, that I'm hoping to try this year. I really, really, really want an arch going into my garden, but I don't know if I'm going to get that far this year because I'm obviously not staying in this garden because I'm still living with my parents. But hopefully next year I will be somewhere else and I can hopefully put my own arch in my own garden. But we shall see. God willing. Eucalyptus Silver Dollar. A lot of people told me that eucalyptus is very good in bouquets. Aster Valkyrie Mix. Valkyrie, I think is how you pronounce it. I saw these online on the website and I was like, those are really pretty. So I decided to get them. Got some yarrow with Flower Burst red shades. Cosmos was the second to last flower. I did not know what I was missing out when I was not growing these. I grew these last year and I loved them. I literally wish I grew so many more last year. These are the most daintiest flower in the whole world. I got Versailles mix, which is what I planted last year, and I loved it. And then I got the double click mix of Cosmos. It's like, I think double, and I think some of them I have triple rows of petals. It's actually really cool. And then we got Rubenza, which is a bunch of pinks and reds. And then lastly for the flowers, we got petunias. The thing that is causing me so much trouble. I'm just kidding. It's actually not. Jesus told me to grow these. This one is called Dreams Mix. And this one is called Apple Blossom. Petunias are not a cut flower. They are more of a potted flower. So you put them in a pot to put on your deck, to put on your porch, to put in your hanging baskets, in your flower bed, things like that. These are not a cut flower garden flower. And you must be wondering, Emma, why the heck are you growing these? Yeah, well, I could be asking you the same exact thing, like, why am I growing these? So, I have a greenhouse out in my parents' meadow that I bought last March. And I was thinking about it. I was like, what could I put in there? And I was like, well, I really honestly could grow, like, hanging baskets and porch pots if I wanted to. But I was thinking about it more, and I was like, well, I really just want to get these cut flowers down pat. I want to know how to do it. I want to have time to do it and different things like that. I didn't want to put too much stress on myself to plant them. And so I was like, nah, I won't do any, like, petunias. Or I was also thinking a little bit of geraniums, but I was mainly leaning more towards petunias because I really like these. And I was like, nah, I won't do it. It'll be too stressful. It'll be too much. Well, nothing is too much for Jesus, okay? And there was one day, it was actually the day before I was going to order all of my Johnny's seeds. I look on Johnny's, and it turns out that that previous day, they launched their new seeds for 2026. And one of the new seeds that they had launched that they have not ever had before were petunias. And one of the reasons why I didn't want to do petunias was because they were super expensive on everyone's website. Johnny's didn't have them, and I love Johnny's. I trust them so much. They have literally one of the best quality germination rates, quality flowers, everything like that. I was looking on other sites to see how much they were, and it was literally like 14 or 15 bucks for like 30 seeds. And I was like, that's not worth the money for 30 seeds. And I was like, yeah, I won't do it. It's too much money. And then Johnny's, they came out with petunias this year. And they were actually at a pretty reasonable price for the amount of seeds that you get. And I was like, okay, well, So I looked at them and I was like, well, that is a reasonable price. And I wasn't going to do it. I was not going to plant them still. I was like, well, that's just kind of a coincidence. And then there was one day I was opening up my seed mats that are over in that corner, and I was looking at it, and they have a little chart on it to tell you, like, what setting to put it on for, like, the certain germination and things like that. And it was just a bunch of vegetables. It was, like, tomatoes, broccoli, spinach, or, I don't know, just different vegetables that you do, peppers. And then there was one flower that was on the list at the very bottom. One flower. And you guys want to know what flower it was? Dang, petunias. It's like, that. There's no way that's a coincidence. That the only flower that is on this chart, that is on this seed mat that I'm going to use for seed starting my flowers, was a petunia. I was like, okay, God, is this really like what you're wanting me to do? And I took it as a sign that Jesus wanted me to grow petunias. So now I am listening and growing petunias. And we shall see where this takes me. Now, the last seeds that I did not get anything new from was because I had so many of them was Gomphrena, which is a great flower. I got white Gomphrena, formula mix, which is purple and white, strawberry fields, and sunball. So that's all of the flowers now, except dahlias. I have dahlia tubers that are coming in. I originally was not going to buy dahlias, and then something happened, and now I have a bunch of money's worth of dahlia tubers coming in the mail pretty soon. Finally, we have all of the vegetables. Early girl tomatoes, very good tomatoes. Coastal Star lettuce. I'm going to hopefully grow this for our market, not just for our family. And then Emerald Crown broccoli. Great broccoli. I bought this for my boyfriend's younger sister because she wants to start a garden. And then we got candy carrots. I'm hoping to also sell at our market to our community. We got more Coastal Star lettuce for my boyfriend's sister. And then we got lunchbox pepper. This is a sweet pepper for the market. Dark opal basil. This is actually for flowers. I've heard people put basil in their bouquets, and I'm like, you know what? I'll try it. They say that it makes your basil. They say it makes your. Hi, Tyler.
Hello.
What are you doing?
I was stopping by to say hi. Because for lunch I gotta go into town and gotta put fuel in the car.
Oh.
So I was stopping by to say hi.
What are you getting for lunch?
I'm not sure yet.
What's wrong, baby?
Nothing. I'm just not sure what I'm getting yet.
Okay, I'm back. Me and Tyler are going to lunch really fast. No. Me and Tyler are going to lunch soon, so I gotta finish this up pretty fast. I honestly don't remember where I stopped. The last new thing that I got was this jade green beans for my boyfriend's younger sister. From last year, tomatoes I grew were Roma Lemon Boy, which was a yellow lemon, which actually sold pretty well. Celebrity and Sweet Gold and Super Sweet 100. Sweet Gold and Super Sweet 100 are the little tiny like cherry tomatoes. Last year we grew Bib lettuce. I grew it for my mom. She loves Bib lettuce. Peppers, we had Sweet Sunset, Jedi, and Arapero. I thought Sweet Sunset was going to be a sweet pepper. All of these peppers, I don't know if there's some cross-pollination or what, but they all turned hot peppers. Like, they all were hot peppers. Obviously, the Jedi and Arapero was going to be hot, but the Sweet Sunset also turned to hot peppers. And we got Emerald Crown broccoli, which is actually the same that I got his younger sister. I love this broccoli so much. Cucumbers, we got Super Max cucumbers. And then these two are like my mom's from like previous years. They're like certain type of pickling cucumber. I actually didn't grow those last year, but I'm keeping them just in case. And then we got Muncher cucumber. So that is all the seeds that I have from last year and new this year. Basically, that's just my seed haul for this year. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I would love to answer questions about them. Anyways, that's all. I'm going to go have lunch with my boyfriend now. So, bye, y'all. And remember that Jesus loves you and you need to go spread the word of Jesus too. Bye.